you say, I really try to add value to people's lives, or I like making new friends and seeing how I can add value to their lives. And people have often responded to that. Boy, that is really cool, because we need more people like that in the world. And if I see people on Facebook that we have one friend in common or two or three, I friend them. I mean, obviously not everybody, but I often look at their profile, just browse through it just a little bit, make sure it's a type of person I even want to be a friend with. And then I friend them, send them a friend request. If they don't want to be friends, they don't have to accept the request. So it's all right. So I have a long list of people, and then those are the people, like, 2, 3 a day. Sometimes I'll go in spurts where I'll friend them a whole list. Like, I might do a dozen, or right now I have a list of about 24 people that I haven't reached out to yet. Like, I haven't said hi or anything, but she accepted my request. And so now I'm going to go back through. I've learned that I need to write them down and have them someplace where I can go to, and then send them a thank you. I always thank them, for accepting my friend request. And I introduce myself just briefly. And I'm like, so, what does your days look like? What do you do to fill your time? And I turn it back to them and try to get them to engage. They don't always, but that's kind of what I've been doing. And it works some of the time. Obviously, I don't know if anything is going to work all the time, but yeah. So that's what I thought about.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is groups, Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. If you can find people, if you can be in a group with people that have mutual interests, crunchy moms, whatever. Some of the groups you do have to be careful. You always want to be very careful to honor the group's restrictions as far as friending people and sending messages and stuff. But there are some groups where moms are, especially moms, are looking for other people who are like-minded, especially when it comes to the natural world, because they don't have that kind of support in their life. And so if I can friend somebody and start building a relationship with them and be be a supportive and crunchy mom alongside of them, that's often where I find new friends too. And it's been awesome. Like, some of the new people I've met, and I'm surprised how many I can find in my area, things like that. In my area, within 2 hours. Anyway, so that's some ideas. Let's see here. Okay. So that's some ideas on finding new contacts. I really encourage people to, as they go about their daily life, anytime you're out and about, make new friends with the people you come in contact with in the grocery store, and just be a pleasant person, be somebody who's interested in their life. And that is not just for our businesses at all. That is just being a friendly person.
Well, that's adding value to their life.
Yeah, that's showing the love of Christ. That's adding value to them. That's being interested in them. And you never know who you're going to come in contact with that was having a really bad day, and maybe they struggle with suicidal thoughts or whatever. You never know what a smile and somebody who's interested in them can do for their lives. So that's some ideas on making new contacts. What thoughts do you have on that? What other ideas did you have for yourself?
I don't really have any ideas. I mean, I had talked to Bonnie a lot, and that's pretty much, she just kept saying, add yourself to groups, get into groups, and just start friending people there and stuff. And so that's mostly what I've been trying to focus on. But I don't know. It's just like you say, I'm trying to. There's a lot of the groups that have like the rules, no marketing or whatever in the groups and stuff. So then I'm trying to like find groups that aren't really like with those kind of rules and stuff, which is hard. And I don't know. Oh,
Yeah. And you have, um, when it comes to making new friends, you really have to have a long-term perspective, because you're not just making new friends to sell them something. You know what I mean? You're making new friends to actually make new friends and to build relationships and try to add value to their life, no matter if that impacts your business or not. And it will come back around and bless you in your business. It's in some way or another, but it when it comes to relationships, you really want to have a long-term perspective when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, and finding the right groups helps, because I used to join some different groups, and they were all like, oh no, can't friend people without their permission, whatever, blah 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 blah. So it depends a little bit on which ones you get into. But you could find something like totally unrelated to natural health. Find a ranching community groups or things like that. Mother, how did your week go? She froze up. So I'm assuming she's having trouble with her internet. Here's mine. I guess I should take a picture and put it in the chat as well. Oops, there's a few I missed.
Sorry, I didn't know I had muted myself.
Oh, I see. I did meet my minimums. I got a little bit over in a couple different categories, and then others I just still met the minimum. So that's what mine look like. I'll put a picture in the chat as well. All right, sorry, Mother, go ahead.
Yeah, I felt like I had a good week. I sent out and am sending out samples. I have a runner friend who is training for a marathon, and so I sent him a pack of Active, and he has a large family, so I sent him a whole 7-day sample pack. I was very generous. Well, they just recently lost their 18-year-old daughter. She died in a car accident. Anyway, just got to see him on Facebook and friended him. And anyway, so I was over in everything in my minimums, either at the minimum or well over, except for one category. I think I was too short. So anyway, yeah.
Tell us what you're doing to get people interested in samples.
Well, I do. And what?
And how that's going for you, as far as like how is it going with the follow-up and actually moving it beyond that then?
Well, the samples, I'm still, doing the birthday thing. When their birthday is, I offer to send them a sample. Those are often not new people. Like if it's a person that I don't know at all and they have a birthday, it depends if we've had a conversation and how long it's gone. Like I don't send samples just to everybody's birthday. But anyway, that's been helpful. Yeah, I don't know. I just chat with them a little bit, and I'm like, hey, I noticed you said something about really being tired, and I said, I found something that really helps me with energy. Or would you like to know more? Sure. And so I send them the next thing. I'm really trying to implement the send, share, and invite, and I don't have it perfect by any means, but
Yeah, I am too. Instead of just randomly sending things out of order. Is the background noise really bad here?
we can hear it, but we can still hear you well, so it's fine.
Okay. Never mind. Hang on.
So is it just the three of us on here today, Sarah? I know Amy said that her phone was dying.
Muted. Sorry. I answered you, but I was muted.
I understand that. That's fine. I thought what Bethany said as far as joining groups like ranching groups, what you're in, or horse groups, you just always have to be thinking about, when people comment about being really sore from riding or sunburn or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you guys like in groups like that, you don't ever like actually make posts and stuff, do you? You just you find people in the group and you just send a private message to them?
Well, yeah.
How you do it?
If I see somebody that has a need, I will send them a friend request and then introduce myself if they've accepted. Once they accept it, I introduce myself and thank them. And then, sometimes people are more chatty. Some people are more chatty than others. And so you're going to be saying, try to have a conversation, try to encourage them, whatever. It just depends so much on the person. And then you can bring it around to say, I remember a post that I saw where you said XYZ, you're tired a lot, and I found something that's really helped me. Would you like to know more? And then wait for a response. And then if after a few days they haven't replied, say, hey, I don't know if you just missed this or whatever. Ask them again, or else, and if you still don't get a response, then you go into something totally different, unrelated. That's
Yeah, if I don't, when I ask somebody, when I send them an ask, I will send them a message a couple days later and just say, hey, I noticed I didn't hear back from you. If you're not interested, that's totally cool. But I also know how busy we all are and how easy it is to miss some things. So just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who I have been messaging probably since I joined Plexus. Honestly, it's been a long time that I just keep going back and forth with her. And so like she won't respond. We talk and we've been friends for a while and stuff. And but anytime I send her a message that has Plexus mentioned in it, she will not respond. But then I send her a different message of something totally different, and she responds right away. And this has been going on for months. I mean, do I just stop trying to bring up Plexus with her, or what?
You need to give her a safe out. So you just tell her, you know what? I noticed that you've not really responded much to my Plexus questions or information or whatever you've sent her. Tell her, it's okay. If you're really not interested in finding out what this can do for you, it's okay. I still want to be friends, and give her that opportunity, because a lot of people are afraid that they're going to hurt your feelings. They're afraid to be honest. They're afraid they're going to lose your friendship, whatever. So you have to give them that safe place for them to come back to.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the other thing is sometimes people just don't reply because they aren't sure what they think. And so if you just have a safe, open conversation about it like that and just say, hey, it's okay either way, whatever. Then sometimes they come back and they say, no, I am interested. Now's just not the right time. Or something like that. Like sometimes they'll come back with something like that as well. But yeah, it gives them, Mother and I are both getting to the point where we've learned that, you know what, it's not worth it to continue having conversations with somebody who's not actually interested. It just wastes your time and their time and strains relationships. And, you know, it's like there's other people out there that want it.
Mm-hmm.
So our job is just to sort through people and find the people that want it, and don't worry about the ones, I mean, I shouldn't say don't worry about the ones that don't, but let the ones that don't want it, just let them go.
Yeah.
So yeah. What was I going to say? It was a question you asked while I was on mute.
That Sarah asked?
Oh, groups, interacting in groups. There are some groups that I'll do posts in, but not a lot. But yeah, I watch the posts, I comment, chat with people. If I get a conversation going with somebody, I'll send them a friend request, and private message them from there. Or if I see a need, you know, I'll send them a friend request, and then we'll private message and get to know each other.
So one thing that I've done, I'm part of the San Diego retreat group that's working for a retreat, for Leaders Retreat. And so one of the requirements was to join a group and be active in it. Well, so I joined this travel group, and one of the first times I was in there was a question like this lady said, I always get sick when I travel, in between my travel times, you know, and she's just like, what can I do so that I don't always get sick? And so I commented in the group. I said, well, I found that when I really, since I've targeted my gut health, that I hardly ever get sick, even when I do travel. And, you know, I just put a little blurb in. I did not say plexus. And then there was several people that liked my comment. And I still need to. I have to go back and friend these ladies. But, you know, like now the thing to do would be to friend those two. I think it was two or three people that liked my comment. And one of them even commented, yes, gut health is really important. So that's just an example of how to work it, if it makes sense. Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah, there's ways. The main thing is build genuine relationships and look at it with a long-term perspective of building relationships and adding value to people. All right. Well, we are quickly moving through our time. We only have 3 minutes left. I will say this week was challenging. I got to about Wednesday and I was just like, I was kind of discouraged, and I felt like I'd send out lots of asks and I wasn't hearing back from people. And I sent out some videos and then hadn't heard back from people, you know. And so I was just feeling kind of discouraged and just like, man, how is this going to go? But I was like, you know what? It just is what it is. It just is the way it is. And am I going to sit here and pout about it, or am I going to like get my butt in gear and do something to overcome this? So I made some new friends. I made a bunch of new friends that day and followed up with lots of different customers, just looking to see what I did then. And to encourage myself, I just went on a little bit of a training binge and went on YouTube and listened to lots of Bob Heilig's different training videos. And just to like kind of re-encourage myself and just be like, it's okay. You know what? That's all right. And we're going to deal with the problem instead of just avoiding it by ignoring it and pretending like, oh, I just did my best today and it's just too bad. So I would say definitely anytime you're getting discouraged, you know what? Our encouragement and our motivation is our responsibility. That means going and finding something to watch or listen to, getting in the Word, talking with the Lord, whatever you need to do. to encourage your heart, encourage your soul, and look at this and say, okay, what can I do to move forward regardless of what it looks like and how I feel. So yes, Mother just put in the comments to form people. Yes. Forming is an acronym. You ask them about their family, occupation, recreation, and their, oh, what is M for? I think it's message. Like kind of what their goal, what they're wanting to accomplish with their life is the idea. But you ask them about their family, you ask them about their occupation and their recreation. You ask them what they like about their occupation and what they don't like, and that often tells you their needs. And it tells you often their strengths as well. Because if you hear what they like, you're going to hear what the area they're strong in. And if you ask them what they don't like, you're going to hear where they have a need. So yes, I usually, oops. Okay. All right. Well, we are at 8:30. So is there anything else we should go over before we hop off here? Who feels ready to tackle the week? I'm definitely feeling better than I did first thing this morning.
I'm sorry, my phone was being stupid. I don't know what you said.
I just said, who's ready to tackle the week? I said, I definitely feel more encouraged than I did this morning and ready to hit it again. And we're just going to take this one day at a time and 1 week at a time and say, you know what, let's do it. Let's overcome today.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry.
So, yeah. Does anybody have anything they want to share yet before we hop off, just to encourage each other? And yeah.
I just want, I don't know what you guys have talked about because I'm at work, but
Right.
I know that this last week I was just overwhelmed with feeling like I needed to get it done, but wanting to spend time with my family at the same time. And so then I did take a couple days, kind of a break with my family, and then I felt guilty on Saturday, but I did get caught up. So just that struggle.
Yes, we do need to take breaks, and we do need to decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this here and now, and then I'm going to do that here and then. And you don't have to feel guilty about taking breaks with your family. It's when you have other times scheduled where you're going to get your work done. And that really helps me be able to relax, is if I either already got my work done, or I have a time scheduled when I know I will get my work done. Because we don't want to feel guilty about taking time, for sure.
And I had one other really quick question. I don't know if this is the place to ask it, but I have a customer who wants to use the sample link, and they asked me if it would be set up to auto ship, and that doesn't apply with the sample link, right? Because I haven't used it yet.
I don't know the answer to that, actually. Mother, do you know? I really don't know.
I haven't used it yet either. I had a lady that thought she might, but I can't imagine that it would, because the samples are free. I mean, the samples have free shipping, I believe.
Yes.
So
if they go through the link, and I didn't think so, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure not.
Okay.
I would think it's kind of a once and done thing.
Right. Okay.
Not
Well, it's the salesman that came to my work for my work that I talked to about Plexus I've been talking with him for the last couple of weeks, trying to get him to sign up. And so he says money is an issue. So he said, well, I might be able to do the sample thing that's more affordable. So we'll see where it goes.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on, Kathleen.
I got to get back to work. I'll watch the rest later.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good day.
All right. It's good to see you, Sarah. I'm glad you hopped on, and Mother, good for you guys. If we don't, since it doesn't seem like a lot of people are hopping on in the mornings, we might switch it up and try to do an afternoon and see if more people can make it then. Try some different things and see what works out.
Yeah, I agree. Let's try for our afternoon next week for those that can't do it in the morning.
And then also our giveaway for everybody that met their minimums this week, Mother. I guess we'll put that in the chat since people are
Yeah.
going to be posting their work there. So
Yeah.
But,
Good.
every week we're going to do it for a different category so that it gives different people the chance to win. All right.
Morning, Patty.
We got to run here, but
Okay.
it's good talking to you guys. Go out and crush the week. Take it one day at a time. And if you get discouraged, listen to something encouraging, and know that we are doing this to make a long-term impact for the good, not just to move product. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, let's have a good week.
Absolutely.
And stay encouraged.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Bethany.
Thanks.
Bye.
Talk to you later.